When asking the question, why should college students care about climate change, it is important to determine if college students are in fact affected by climate change and whether or not that's directly, indirectly, or not at all. The majority of my research defines climate as the weather conditions prevailing in an area in general or over a long period of time. It is also defined as a prevailing trend of public opinion or of another aspect of public life. This definition would include physical and social aspects of, say, a university campus or a region of prevalent political opinion. Uh, Climate change itself is defined only in regards to weather that I could find. And climate change is a change in the statistical distribution of weather patterns when that change lasts for an extended period of time. I was only able to find a couple of limitations that would affect whether or not college students are affected by climate change. The first being that secondary definition of climate as a public trend having nothing to do with the weather. If a university was predominantly science and math-based but gradually changed to be more geared toward the arts, that would affect a college student's decisions. The second limitation would be time as a factor of climate change. Climate change is measured over long periods of time using a minimum of decades, in which some college students would both start and finish their education in that period of time. Thus, climate change would not affect the student directly. There are, however, aspects of climate change that do affect college students, both indirect and direct. Climate change directly affects the economy as well as location and population of the Earth. These effects would indirectly affect decisions made by college students regarding career choice and where to live out their life. Speaking of the weather, though, the most direct effect of climate change on college students is to mood and psychological well-being. It is true, weather does have an effect on moods, particularly the levels of humidity in the air. Humidity causes a lack of drive and a more depressed mood. My intentions were to argue that college students are not affected by climate change. However, in my research, I discovered that college students are affected by climate change, even though it may be indirectly. Um, Whether or not one should take into account climate change when considering college, it must be determined on a case-by-case basis. Regardless of climate change, studies must go on, as well as the human race, and they will regardless of the effects of other aspects of life.